your position specifically has been in the news quite a bit in the lacrosse world with, I mean, obviously it's just kind of it feels like it's been consistently changing. I can't imagine what it's been like to be a guy that plays that position, but what are your thoughts on kind of, these proposed rule changes or all these different things kind of going on with the position now?
Yeah, no, it's I think you said it really great. I think that the face-off is always a position that's really it's always under high scrutiny, and it seems like it's always changing. Um, you know, my take on it, I think that before I even say it, I think it's really important that like I want everybody to know that I want the best for the game. Like whatever that is. Like obviously I take face-offs. There's a bias that comes with that, but I try to think about it unbiasedly. I think that from everything that I've heard, a lot of coaches, people around the game, especially the college game, a lot of it's around the officiating, and they find it hard. It's a hard event to officiate because everything's happening so fast, and sometimes guys get a little bit of a jump on the cadence, or sometimes guys get away with some things. Sometimes guys don't get away with some things. And I think that's the nature of the position. And I think they're trying to limit that. And, the thing that came up is taking away the clamp. My personal opinion is I don't think that'll make it easier to officiate. So I don't think that'll necessarily alleviate the problems. But I think that, I think it goes both ways. Like, I think the more you try to control it, it seems like the more problems you run into. So I think the face-off's in a really good position. I think the majority of guys don't go in trying to cheat. I think sometimes things just kind of happen, and you got to call them as you see fit. You got to call them as you see fit.
I agree, and I think it's funny because again, I couldn't agree with what you said more. Like you want the game to be in the best position possible, but in my opinion, it's like sometimes the devil is better than the one you don't. It's like you make a rule change just thinking it's going to be great, and then you uncover 17 other issues, and you're like, oh wait, we got to put in all these other new rules, so they can't keep doing that. And it's I think a lot of the time too, I agree. Like officiating's tough in that position, but I feel like a lot of the time there's stud face-off guys, and then there's like a pretty good drop-off, and it's probably the masses of those coaches that don't have a stud that's like, let's change the rules. It's like, okay, man, let's just go to a puck drop if you guys are really getting this nuts with it. Like, it just seems a little bit ridiculous. But
yeah, no, I hear you. I think it's so, and I don't want to speculate this on anybody, like I don't want to say like, oh, like this coach or that coach, but I think it's so easy for coaches to look at the game after and look at the stat sheet and be like, oh man, we got dominated in the face-off. Hey, if this was more 50-50, like maybe we would have won this game, or maybe we would have had a much better opportunity to win the game. And, I think that could be true. I think that there's a lot of things about the game that you can adjust to make that not as much of an outlier, like adding a shot clock. Like I think the shot clock was a big addition. When I played college, there wasn't a shot clock, and like if you win the faceoffs, like you could kind of sit on the ball a little bit. And there was times where we did really well in the faceoffs, and we still lost the game. So, like at the end of the day, you don't get a point when you win the faceoff. You still got to put the ball in the net, and there's still a whole team stopping you from doing that, and there's a whole team trying to do that. So, and like I said, I think the shot clock really helps, and I think even if you went to a puck drop, it's still like there's still gonna be guys that are just better than other guys, like guys that are better ground balls, guys that are a little bit more athletic, guys that are just kind of have that, hand eye, stick eye down low. Like it's bound to happen. If it's a skill and an athletic event, it's gonna be trained, and guys are gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
No doubt. What about just like kind of the emotional roller coaster for like guys like yourself of just like, oh, they're fucking with it again? Like, do you kind of follow the proposed changes really closely, or are you just kind of more of the mindset like, fuck it, like I'll find them in the spring. Like call me in the spring when we're actually playing, and we'll figure out what the rules are. Like, what's that kind of process like for you?
Yeah, I think like I think when it comes to college, I think it's great for me to watch it. You know, like kind of watch where guys want the game to go. You know what they're looking to change and things like that. I think like for example, in for outdoor, like they made a big change with the 32-second shot clock, and I think it happened kind of soon. So like I felt like I didn't really have a lot of time to be like, oh, like what do I think about this? It's kind of like, okay, we're doing it, so I think that uh, I think with anything, it's like a challenge. It's like an opportunity to like build a new skill or you know uh, just pinpoint another area of your game or your team's game that you can expound on or fix or just or manipulate or something like that.
Yeah.
So like and like the Candace, like you guys did a great job with that. Like you guys did a great job. You know, like game planning that and being really creative with that. And I think that's really cool. Um, but yeah, like it's definitely easier if it stays the same for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is no one's ever said truer words, but